Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee here. And as this first weather system is pulled away, leaving anywhere from a coating to a couple of inches around the New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, southern Connecticut area, and also the southeastern Pennsylvania. For most of the area, this system was a bit of an underperformer. Some places it did outperform, but for the most part, it was a little subpar in my view. And now that moves out. Now we have the dilemma of the next one, and that is going to be coming in for tonight and for Saturday. Now, for those of you who are watching these videos that are down in the Carolinas, at least initially looks like the heaviest snows are, in my view. And one of the disadvantages I have is, and all forecasters have this disadvantage, if when you forecast for the area you live in, it's one thing. When you forecast for the area you don't live in, it's quite another. So it's a little difficult sometimes. It's hard for me to get accurate, but I'm going to do the best I can. I mean, at least based on the NAM model, most of the coast gets rain until maybe a changeover at the very end. Now, the NAM today has gone, after many runs of being aggressive and well to the left, has decided that now it's going to go well to the east. And in fact, it would certainly suggest that even the coastal areas of New Jersey, up into Long Island, and southern New England won't get very much out of this for the daytime tomorrow. But just as one model goes one way, we have another model that goes the other way, and that is the GFS, which up until now has been trying to keep things away, has suddenly decided that it's going to back further northwestward, which is what this model did. Now, for the first time, bringing the back edge of snow back to about New York City to just north of Trenton. And then it moves out. And this is, again, a question of how much cold air suppression are you getting in terms of the trough, because you don't have a real phase here. Is the system in the southern stream of the jet a little more definable than, is one model making more of it than it is, or is one model not making enough of it? The other thing we have is the RGEM model. And the RGEM model today has gone more aggressive. As it backs up the snow to just inland of the coast. My own personal view on this is that for coastal New Jersey, say from the Garden State Parkway eastward, and for Long Island, and particularly for Suffolk County, and for southeastern Connecticut, I think that area may wind up with at least a few, if not several inches, and maybe a chance to get a little bit more than that. Areas north and west of New York City, back to Philadelphia, Trenton, those areas are not going to get very much unless we get some sort of serious, westward shift in some of the later runs. And the European, by the way, did shift up to the west to a large degree during the overnight, so we'll have to see what the day run does. But once this system goes out, we're going to see cold air take over for the rest of the weekend and into early next week. So let's look at the snowfall forecast maps from the models today and see what they do. And the RGEM is the most aggressive now, as it has. And you can see how, the heavier snows, it actually does have at least a couple of inches back to New York City and to the New Jersey, Pennsylvania border, almost to Philadelphia. And then you're starting to get into some 4-inch amounts in coastal New Jersey. It actually does more for Long Island and southeastern Connecticut and southeastern New England than it does for coastal New Jersey. So there's kind of a bit of a gap here. But there's a shot, at least on the RGEM, where it produces some 4 to 8 inch snow amounts for Suffolk County, Long Island, and points eastward, and even some 3 to 4 or 5 inch amounts for coastal Connecticut. The back edge of 2 or 3 inches looks to be about New York City and southern areas of the Hudson Valley. And you can see the sharp cutoff that occurs in the northwestern part of New Jersey, and in the north, you go north in the Hudson Valley, it drops off, and also into eastern Pennsylvania. It drops off sharply from, say, a line from about Harrisburg to Allentown, north and west. So, that's the RGEM model. If you go to the NAM model, you have even less now. And we got to remember, this is a NAM model that was producing 6 inches plus for much of coastal New Jersey and Long Island. Now, barely has measurable to New York City, and maybe a couple of inches for central and eastern Long Island and central and southern New Jersey, a little bit more in southern New England, southeastern New England, around Cape Cod, which does pretty well. And of course, you've got these big snow amounts in southern Virginia, northeastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia of a foot plus, and it doesn't even extend up, barely extending the northern edge up to the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. So, that's the NAM's view. Let me go, I think let's go back to the RGEM real quick, just to see what it did down in those areas. And yeah, I mean, the RGEM kind of matches up pretty well, probably gives a little bit more here on the northern edge, up into Virginia and Maryland. But you've got 1 foot plus snows in a small area, southeastern Virginia, northeastern North Carolina, out of this. And the GFS, as we take a look there, yeah, again, 1 foot plus in a pretty good area here in northeastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia. I don't know, I'm not too really familiar with the counties here. So you guys, one of the things I tell everybody on my Facebook page or anybody I have a conversation with, please don't, I don't do zip code forecasts. And also, you need to know how to read a map. You should be able to look at a map and see where you are with respect to the major interstate. Are you west of 95? Are you east of 95? North or south of it? Whatever, whatever it is. You kind of need to know that. It does help a lot when trying to read some of these snowfall maps. I try to use the map that's got the interstates on them so that everybody can relate to it. So if you don't know how to read a map, if you don't know where your county lies on a map, you need to learn. All right. End of lecture. So I'm going to leave it here with regards to this event. I'll just show you real quick in terms of the long range. It does warm up. The pattern does go into a bit of a transition again once this trough lifts up. The overnight run, the mid-cycle run had, this is the new GFS, by the way, creates a ridge in the east. So we're going to go from here. There's still that blocking high in the Gulf of Alaska. It's troublesome when you have these vortexes out as far west as they are, because the trough seems to want to be in the west, at least for the time being. And that's not usually good for cold and snow here in the east. So we might be getting a bit of a break here for a while. By the way, just realize, why don't we look at the Canadian model? So it should be out far enough, at least as far as the short range is concerned. At least I hope it is. Yeah, it is. So we can take a look at what the Canadian's doing. So we're looking at it for the first time together. And it looks like the Canadian has gone to the left. So it looks like it matches up pretty well with the European from last night. So let's look at the snowfall maps. Do we have them out? I do not have them out yet. So let's try the accumulated precipitation. Oh, that we do have out, so we can kind of correlate here. All right, so this dark green here is the border between 4/10 and ½ an inch. So where you get the green lying on the blue, that's where a ½ an inch of liquid is. That's confined to eastern Long Island. So you have 4/10, 3/10, 2/10, 1/10. So that would basically say, in my view, the back edge of an inch would be about from New York City to Trenton. So we'll use this as 3 inches. So central Long Island down through southeastern New Jersey, and eastern Long Island in this area gets like 6+. Also, remember, these are based on 10-to-1 ratios. And one of the things about tomorrow's snow is that if we do get into a fairly any kind of intense band of snow, it's going to really cool down the bottom of the atmosphere. And I'm thinking temperatures could be, down in the low 20s, so that the snow ratios will be more like 15-to-1 as opposed to 10-to-1. So if you get a ½ an inch of liquid, that could easily wind up being 7 or 8 inches of snow. So anyway, let's leave it at that as far as the models are concerned. I will post the latest posts on my website, meteorologistjoechaffee.com, weatherlongisland.com. Don't forget to download my app and subscribe to my forecasts. All just 99 cents a month for New York, New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, Hudson Valley, and eastern Pennsylvania. And I think that's it. Oh, yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know a number of you have done that in the last week, and I'm really thrilled. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, and all my videos will always be free. Have a great day.